back. It's your girl Halli.Smith for another episode of Girlcore. Let's get into it, guys. I realized that my entire life revolves around sex. I think about sex, I talk about sex, I do sex, I have sex for fun, I have sex for work, I talk about sex on TikTok, I make joke about sex. Like, I do talk about other things, but obviously I do a lot of sexual advice and relationship advice and just like, you know, emotional advice when it comes to sex, or emotional advice when it just comes to your everyday relationships. But I absolutely love it. But it is very weird now that I realize, like, wow, like as your young little Halli, I never thought like that my professional life would revolve around exploiting my personal sex life. I just never thought that I would be telling in detail to the world, to the public, this much about my sex life. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't think about that like in high school, like, wow, I'm gonna tell the girls how to give that amazing head and that pink water bottle action. Like, who would have thought? Like, no, I really didn't. I mean, obviously you guys know that I have an OnlyFans. Those that don't. And maybe I'll make a TikTok about that, because everybody always loses their shit in the comment sections of my videos sometimes when people find out I have a TikTok. And obviously you guys already know how I feel about that. I'm not like ashamed or anything like that. Like, obviously, like, the world wants me to be shamed, but I'm not shamed in a world full of shameful people themselves. I have no care about it. It's more about just like my energy and what I provide on TikTok. If I make my account and talk too much about OnlyFans, then people, and especially men, and even women at times, then judge me further than I want them to. And then they don't, like, you know, enjoy my content because they can't get over their own shame or their own prejudice or their own thoughts. And like, it's completely to their own, which I understand, but I don't want my reputation just to be, you know, OnlyFans girl on TikTok, because I'm a girl. I'm so, you know, multi-dimensional. I have so much more going on to me than just that. But it's also funny because my world does revolve around sex. But I think it doesn't take away from my other hobbies or my other interests, like, you know, my love for reading and all these other things, and education and school, and I have a degree and I do all these other things, sports. But then if I just talk about that, that's all people see me as, and I don't want that. But it is funny though, because I do have a lot of sex conversation, which then puts pressure on me, because I feel like people assume that I'm like this crazy sex goddess, you know, oh, she does OnlyFans and she's always talking about sex. Like, now as I'm, you know, married woman, I don't have to deal with the dating scene, and I'm so happy about that, because as I said, like, people think I'm possibly really good at sex. I'm so great at sex, but I'm not great at sex. Like, I enjoy sex, yes, but I'm not saying like I'm the best sexual person out there. I think that if you have good days with sex and you have bad days with sex, like, and it is just going, like, we're perfectly keeping the rhythm. I'm getting my ass shaking. You know, sometimes like you can kind of get the rhythm when you're, you know, in doggy style, and you can get the rhythm to get your ass shaking. And it's that to be good at sex, it's not about being the best, it's just about having fun with it and knowing that, like, yes, you might have amazing sex one day and the next day it might not be as great. I am not a full-blown porn star, like, you know, sleeping with other guys and doing like big agency work like that. I like to think of myself as like a private porn star, an at-home porn star, a DIY porn star. And just for you guys watching, you guys listening, like, the more you talk about sex, the more normalized it is, the more fun we have in sex, because you know how to really get deep with sex. You know, like, having fun, good sex honestly just requires breaking and crossing a lot of fun boundaries with your partner and getting more emotionally connected. And I honestly think, like, I have such amazing sex with my partner now because we have broken so many good boundaries. We've broken down and like had good conversations about our sex life, about our everyday life. And by trying new positions or by trying new things, you really have to like get comfortable. You have to laugh. You have to be embarrassed if, you know, maybe you fall, maybe you slip, maybe it slips out, weird noises, and you just get more comfortable with it. You get more fun with, you know, okay, like, now we're more excited to try this new pose because we did that last time. We know how it goes. And like, there's no embarrassment. There's no shame. And that's what sex is about. There's no shame. And that's why I love taking away the shame from sex, because everybody has sex. Everybody's doing sex. Whether you're religious or not, you want to have children one day, you have to have sex. As long as, you know, everybody's able to have a safe community to talk about it, to be comfortable to talk about it with their hookups, with their casual situationships. Not even if you're in a relationship, you should be able to have good verbal communication skills if you're trying to have sex, because sex is fun. Sex is so fun. But honestly, I think my life is though more boring than people assume it is. I think because I'm, you know, maybe I'm like somewhat of a content creator when it comes like to OnlyFans and on TikTok and things like that. I think people imagine I'm always doing fun things or something. I'm honestly not. I don't have any friends. No, I have friends, but my friends all live, you know, far apart. We're all in different countries or different states, or even just like distance between us. I don't have like a bunch of friends close by anymore. So it's kind of a different different world as you grow up, as you have to, you know, get jobs and graduate college. Like now we're all in our different little lives, but I don't really do that much every day. Like I maybe go out, maybe I grab a coffee, run some grocery errands if I need to do that, maybe go to the beach, and then sit at home all day making content. I have to post. Like there's so much when all of my work is online. Like OnlyFans girls, like if you ever considered just doing regular, you know, TikTok, you know, creation, anything like that, when it comes to social media, it is so much at home time posting. So honestly, I have to be on it all day long, especially when it comes to the OnlyFans. I don't have an agency. I do everything myself. So it is every day, 24/7. There is something I can be doing. So I don't really go out much. Like I like sitting at home. I watch Netflix. I love, you know, just binging like a good random TV show in the back, like some Selling Sunset or shit. Just something just like empty brain rot. And then I just like post, talk, and just work all day. But I think that's really fun, honestly. Like I go to the gym, I play with my puppy, I love to cook, and I love to read in between those days, but I'm at home all the time. And even when I meet other influencers, you know, they're always going to all these events and all these brand events, and I feel like I'm just like, I just don't do as much of that. I would love to, totally would love to. I just don't know the I just don't know of the brands right now that are looking for my pink water bottle spicy entertainment. And also I feel like sometimes, you know, other influencers meet me and they think I'm gonna be the super like crazy girl, oh my gosh. And like I actually had somebody tell me that, like, oh yeah, like I thought you like went out all the time and were partying and la. I'm like, girl, no, I'm in bed by like 10 every night. Like I'm going to bed early, I'm taking my magnesium. Like yes, I'm a porn star slash TikToker, but I'm the watered down version. I'm pretty vanilla. Not that I wouldn't take opportunities to go out and do these things, I totally will, but I also love being home. Like I think just I really appreciate my home more than average, just because I've always had to move around a lot as a kid and live in a lot of different places. So to me, home is really a place of security. And when I have like a place to relax and come home to and call my home and just let myself fully just, you know, spread out, make a mess, do my thing, I get so comfortable with that. I love it. I think I spent so much of my high school and younger life moving around, being on such the go, that now I just enjoy chilling and being at home, even though I sometimes disappoint the, you know, people. But that's the thing. Low-key people are always the freaky ones. That's what you gotta watch out for. Those little low-key guys, low-key girls, yeah, they get freaky, which I absolutely love, you know? Like there's no problem with that. It's actually so fun when you meet somebody though that like matches your freaky energy. I feel like actually when I was in high school, I had one amazing girlfriend and she matched my fucking freak. Like talk about matching a freak. Like I had never had a girl really, even in my close friend group, really talk about like our sex lives in like a deeper way, you know, besides like, oh yeah, like we had sex, oh yeah, it's good. No, we'd be like talking about the TMI, be like, you know, when there's sometimes like your panties get like that cum stain and it doesn't fucking ever come out. Like if you throw on your panties after you just fucked, you guys know this sometimes. If you didn't use a condom, okay, and they finished in you, it will stain your underwear. Like even if it's sometimes like a colorful underwear or a whitish underwear, you will almost get like, not like a bleach stain, but like a stain. So I remember one time, like she was telling me about it. She's like, yeah, my mom was doing my laundry and saw the stains on my underwear and was like, what's this? And she was like, oh, I don't know, like I tried to bleach it or something. She was like, okay. But like it was just so fun because it just made me feel like so open. So anytime like I had a weird incident come up in sex or anything like that, like I just felt so comfortable and safe being able to talk about it with her. So finding people like that in your life is just so beneficial. No matter your hyper interest, no matter your things, it's so healthy to have somebody that you can just 100% let loose with. And especially in your sex life, that's how it should be with your partner. If you cannot like loosely just joke about sex and have a conversation about maybe new things you want to try, you need to work on your sex life. That's not a good sign. You should be able to joke about sex with your partner without it being awkward, without being like too immature about it, you know? Sex, I say like this, you know, it doesn't matter really how you feel when you want to start having sex, as long as you're at a healthy age and you can handle it and understand all the repercussions of sex. I think the biggest thing is like if you can have and talk about sex without laughing, without thinking it's super like, ugh, you can have sex. If you can't handle that maturity level, you shouldn't be having sex. You know what I mean? And I would not be wanting to have sex right now in the dating scene. Oh my gosh, guys, since all my content is about sex. Yeah, as I said, like guys are always like random ass DMs talking about sex and wanting to hook up. And obviously I do OnlyFans too, so guys really always want to hook up with me, especially when they see my skill. But I would not want to be in the dating scene right now. It would be so terrifying. I really don't know how I could trust who's going for me and who's just going because I'm this girl online on TikTok talking about her pink water bottle and giving all these amazing, you know, sex tips. I feel like they just want to hook up with me just to see what I'm like in the bedroom, to see if my sex tips are really all that. I would be so scared. I don't think I could really date guys. Honestly, I think that if I were still single right now and I was dealing with, like, you know, my content going well, as a lot of eyes on like my sexual pink water bottle content, I think I would just stick to dating girls. I feel like I'd feel safer with that just for a bit. Like, I love girls and I think I would just feel a little bit calmer. I feel like there would be less expectations. I feel like if I was trying to hook up with a guy or anything, I feel like he would just immediately be going to all of his friends talking about how he, you know, fucked the pink water bottle girl. So thank goodness I got wifed up before I was fully explicit, exploiting my personal sexcapades online. I always kind of pushed the edge a little bit on TikTok when I started TikTok, giving like kissing advice tips and, you know, period care tips and like a little more like watered down tips than I do now. But I always have been about this game. Like, you can see like my old videos, maybe you might have even seen them back in the day, for kissing advice and things like that. And I always wanted to talk about more, but I just couldn't. I was still in college. I still had like, you know, my marketing job. Like, I just had like a lot of things that I couldn't, you know, maybe create that digital footprint for. But now I'm set free. Now I'm a loosey-goosey. And honestly, sometimes I hold back and I'm like, girl, why are you holding back? Like, you don't got anything to be scared of. You have bigger worries. If you're worried about just giving the advice, you might want to be worried about the OnlyFans account, baby. I'll be getting into our fun Q&A time about sex. How many times, drink every time this episode, I have said the word sex and you will get obliteratedly drunk. I actually circled on my notes, because I always like to write a few things down for the episode of my ideas. I actually circled how many times I wrote down the word sex, and I had a total of freaking 10 times that I wrote the word sex on my little notebook. Anyways, first question of the day. I thought this one was really funny. Girl, I might steal this saying from this girl, so if you see this on my TikTok, you know where it came from. Hey girl, do you have any tips or tricks with a Captain Hook type of dick? You know what I mean? Okay, have you ever been with your partner and their pink water bottle looks like Captain Hook? Like, it is a hook, you know, it's facing either towards them or away for them. The best thing to do in that situation is the good old fashioned, you know, that pose, the number, you know, the number 6, and then, you know, the number, yeah, you know, the number 9, yeah. That is the best pose if they're a Captain Hook, because it will just slip. It will just slip right down like a slip and slide, easily down, you know, your throat. If they have a Captain Hook, that is what you should do. It's always the best. Or honestly, because standing up is not a good pose if they're Captain Hook. If it's facing towards them, you do not want to give them a blowjob while them standing up and you on your knees, because it's gonna like hook upwards in your throat and it's not gonna go down smoothly. It's just gonna be really uncomfortable. If it hooks downwards though, you can do that. That's a good pose. You can still be on your knees while them standing above you. It's good. It kind of depends. It's almost more tricky if it faces, if the Captain Hook is looking at you, if Hook's hook is looking you directly in the eye, curving towards you. This is kind of trickier because it's at a very difficult angle, but it actually is better to stand up. Now, the best pose though is the 69, as well as the kind of, you know, 69 half-ass. And by that I mean, like, when you're doing it, you know, usually your face is on their dick, right? And then your ass is on their face. Instead of sitting on their face, you can actually just like sit on the side of them. So they're lying down flat, right? And you're sucking their dick as if you were in 69, but instead of sitting your face, you sit your thighs just next to them. They're not on them. You're just like on the side of his dick, like lying next to him. Because that way, maybe if you just want to focus on giving him head, or if you just don't feel like, you know, sitting on his face, you can just go off to the side and still do the same thing. That's a really good pose for Captain Hook. Or you can just do full 69 and put that ass on him. But sometimes you're just not in the mood, or sometimes you just don't want to carry your weight. Or you just lay it down. I hear guys say that all the time. They're like, just sit her ass on my face. Like, I don't want to breathe. Like, I just want all of that cake on my face. Air is not necessary. So lots of guys like that too. But if you want to be, you know, a little chill, and you can do that. Captain Hook is sometimes a little tricky too when you're trying to ride. When you're riding, it kind of depends. As I said, like, if it hooks like towards themselves, I feel like honestly riding reverse cowgirl is a really fun pose because it kind of hooks and hits that G spot. Yeah, Captain Hook hits the G. If his pink water bottle hooks, it will hit the G really nice. If you're doing a little, you know, yeehaw up top, you know, riding the rodeo, a little cowgirl, it will hit really, really good. But if it's a hook towards, like, away from them this way, I honestly think you should ride, you know, classic just on top facing them, because that way it'll hook and hit the G spot that way. The Captain Hook is a thing. Trust me, ladies, you will see it. Okay, next question. Can you make an advice video? I need tips for pre-care and aftercare for giving head. Okay, yeah, pre-care for honestly head is just making sure that everybody's in the mood, making sure they're in the mood, you know, kissing them, you know, start kind of trailing your hands on their lap, kind of teasing them a bit. And then once you kind of see like they're like, yes, you know, be like, ooh, can I do this? You can just ask in like a sexy way, like, ooh, can I go down on you? You know, like, and then they can just say yes, no. You kind of get the vibe. Like usually, you know, if I'm trying to like make a move on my man and maybe he's not in the mood, he will just be like, oh yeah, you know, maybe not right now, sweetie, I'm tired. So they'll let you know. But once you know, do the do, you give them that pink water bottle action, and the aftercare for post water bottle, you just gave him a little blowjob. Post care, I would say, if like honestly, this is more on him. It is the guy's job to do the post care after the pink water bottle action. He needs to go get a towel. He needs to go get a wet wipe. He needs to get something to help you up. It depends how it ended. If it just went straight down, if you just swallowed it, obviously you don't have to do anything. You guys can just like lay together, and then you can give him a second and then be like, okay, baby, my turn. I'm still horny. Do you want to give me a little head? Because you both got to get head. It can't just be one guy. But yeah, aftercare for post sucking is all about him. It's all about him, because usually like if he came on your face or if he came on your titties or wherever he came, it needs to be dealt with. And obviously that's also something you should talk about though beforehand, is where you want him to come. Determine that beforehand. When you're dealing with a pink water bottle, make sure you ask him beforehand where he wants to finish. That way you guys can keep it nice and clean and there's no unnecessary surprises. You know, he doesn't just come on your shirt by accident and then you're upset. But yeah, and then afterwards you guys just kiss, cuddle, and if you still want some head, you ask him, hey baby, I'm still in the mood. You want to go down on me? He can go down on you, or you guys can just kiss and cuddle and go back to doing whatever you were doing. Okay, next question. Hallie, my love, I need help. Okay, let's get it. So my man wants me to be sloppier whenever I go down on him, but I get really insecure about how I look while doing it. Also, I just never have been like sloppy. I don't know how to get it. Okay, sloppy. What does it mean when a guy says he wants it sloppier on the pink water bottle? This is just a code word for wetter the better, okay? Slip and slide. Get the slip and slide of your throat going. Spit on it. Literally give him, I'm not going to use that terrible, you know, hokta. The guys love that term. I guess that's one way to say it. But yeah, sloppier. How do you make it sloppier? What I like to do personally just to get it sloppy is honestly try to like deep throat it. You don't have to fully deep throat it, but trying to deep throat it does trigger more spit to come up. So give it like a few, like, you know, try to deep throat it 2 or 3 times. You'll get more spit in your mouth, and then literally just take the spit and like spit on the dick, you know? Give it that 1, 2. Give that little hukta on like the dick. I hate, oh, that saying is insane. It's everywhere, but it's true. Just spit on his dick and get it nice and wet. And then to kind of make it like give the experience to him that it feels sloppier, when you spit on the dick, stick out your tongue like like you're at the dentist, and then slap his dick a little bit on your tongue, just like like with his pink water bottle. Slap the pink water bottle against, you know, your tongue, and it will be so hot, and it gives like this, ooh, she's like sloppy, she's getting it everywhere. Honestly, it doesn't get spit anywhere on you. You don't have to worry about it, because that's why you're doing it on your tongue, and you're sticking out your tongue, because then it just stays on the tongue, and then you just close your mouth, continue sucking, spit on it again, kind of lick up and down with like when the spit is dripping, then like, you know, kind of like up and down his dick, and then like look at him, you know, keep the eye contact while you're licking on the pink water bottle, up, down, spit on it again, go all the way down, slap it on your tongue, and kind of just mix it up with that. Sloppier is really just about spitting on it and more tongue. You want to see that tongue, because the tongue work makes it look sloppier than it is. Okay, ladies, that is the secret to making the sloppy pink water bottle action, is making sure that you use a lot of your tongue and a lot of your spit. All right, guys. Oh my gosh, what an amazing another episode of Girlcore. I had so much fun with you guys. Tune in for next Sunday. We are going to be having some more fun. Make sure to check out all my socials, my TikTok and Instagram and all that fun stuff. I'll see you next Sunday. Mwah.